My next book, Kanpur and its contribution to the freedom struggle of India. While researching for my this venture, I came across far too many books written by the British authors, Indian authors, far too much of material available in terms of DVDs, CDs, and internet, YouTube. You see, so while researching and writing on my this book, I have developed, or I'm developing, a little soft corner for this of gratitude towards the Britishers against the general public opinion of every Indian as unwanted rulers who exploited India. Even I have this view and had, and I will not accept them because they occupied my country. But when they stayed here, people have got disliking for them also because they kept their distance from Indians. And as soon as their tenure was over here, they went back to their homes in England. More I read, more I see these lots of videos and on my during my research work. There is no doubt that all victories, we must not forget and should always remember, the all invading armies or all victories, victorious armies, they plunder, rape, and kill. That was very normal at those times. Some go on rampage without the slightest concern about public opinion. I can name few which I don't want to now. The truth is that the British did it with finesse and more thoroughness that the others did it. They did have little contribution also in modernizing India, and they gifted us in terms of Indian Armed Forces, Indian Civil Services, railways, postal, and a whole lot of modern thing. That was also. Now, their plundering cannot be forgiven. They did it. One of the book I'm reading, seeing the photographs and write-ups, amazing. And this author says one can visit London and see in their museum the loot they took from India. And the one example he gives, besides many other, of Kohinoor. Kohinoor diamond was taken from the boy Maharaja Dalip Singh, youngest son of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Although there is a great history of the story of the Kohinoor itself, how it landed up from Nadir Shah to Maharaja Dalip Singh. But what the British did, they cut the diamond into three. One piece each for the crowns of king and queens of England, and one piece on display at the Tower of the London Museum, still displayed today. There was Ranjit Singh's gold leaf covered throne in the Victoria and Albert Museum. Even today it's there. There are innumerable weapons, cannons, muskets, swords, spears, shields, chainmail shirts collected from all over the states of the country in the war museums of theirs, manuscripts, documents, miniature paintings. When you see this photograph, you realize, wow, what is a loss we had suffered. The scriptures, texts, ceremonial robes, you name them. They had them, looted from all parts of India while they expanded their empire from Arakan to Indus. More than what could be seen were precious in their museum. One can see the priceless artifacts taken by all the governors, generals in their term, the army commanders, the resident and the senior civil servants. They were all in private collections in castles and country mansions all over the Britain, now divided between the descendants of the plunderers. And I say with little little pain that there's little hope of our ever getting any of these back to our country. So many, more than 70 years have passed since we got the independence. There have been movements in between, their voices to get things back, but we have not succeeded so far. I feel they should be brought back to a country because where this is the where they rightly belong. They has to be restored. My friend, it's true that the majority of the British who came here came because they could not get good jobs in their own country. Many of them hated everything about India. Its climate, the mosquitoes and flies, the dirt, the smell. Above all, they hated Indians. There were others who enjoyed the luxury of living in spacious bungalows. All cantonment bungalows, they stand as a witness of their magnificent living. You see these bungalows, 62 cantonments which the British established, and these mansions, these bungalows, amazing. They enjoy every luxury with the retinue of in their bungalows. You see the construction. I have lived in many of them myself, being in army. They have got a retinue of servants. Their accommodation, same premises. They went on shikars, horse riding. Yeah, there was stable in my bungalows also, where they keep their horses also. They did horse riding, pig sticking, drinking and dancing, but kept to themselves, not mixing or socializing with Indians. They had white only clubs, and many of them remained aloof. Some even made their disdain apparent. Absolutely true. There was a trains, specially reserved train compartments, and there's some remnants are kept in museum, Delhi Museum. You can see one of those bogies and trains still standing written over there. It used to have a board with only for Europeans and Anglo-Indians on it, on the coaches, written there. Notwithstanding, why I'm developing little soft corner, that there was a third category, a variety of the English race who liked everything about Indians. They looked down on the racist clubs and they wrote about it. There are many books. And their fellow Englishmen. There are far too many Englishmen who did not went back to the London after partition, especially those who were born here in India. They continued living here even after the partition, the independence. They're the people who didn't like their fellow Englishmen, who kept apart. And these people, they went out of their way. Far too many stories of befriending Indians and helping Indians, fighting for Indian cause. There are books written by those people, like in army. I have seen far too many regimental unions where those British officers used to be there, and they left after independence till the time they reached about mature age and they died. They kept on coming for every union and meeting everybody. Such Britishers are also far too many who maintained contacts with Indian friends even after returning to England. And they wrote good things about it, about their good experiences, about the richness of the country. So, if there were such people who plundered, raped and looted, there were equally good Britishers who were concerned about this country. It's a new understanding I get from various books. Give it a thought. And my wish that my next book, 11th book, Kanpur, and its contribution in freedom struggle becomes as successful as my other books. Thank you very much.